Welcome to the new episode of the Preneur. This is featuring stories of entrepreneurs sharing what happens in the back scenes of the success that we see in the front case. So today we are featuring a story of Madina. Madina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Hatifa. Well, I'm from Ukraine. My full name is Madina Ahmedova, so you will probably investigate that it's not really Russian or Ukrainian.
Okay.
And that's because my parents, they have the Eastern roots. So my father is from Chechnya originally,
Okay.
and I grew up in the city of Odessa. I came here 12 years ago, so I was 20 years old when I came to Dubai. And just like everyone else, probably, I came with this idea of Dubai dream, yeah, just like American dream, that this is the country that's going to change my life. Eventually that happened, but a little bit later than I
Okay.
expected. Expectations sometimes are a little bit higher than the reality, Dubai reality. So after working here for 12 years, well, I started my career journey just like probably everyone else, from the bottom and then to the top. So I worked first in the retail just for 1 year, and then immediately I've entered the education sector. Education has always been my passion. So I've passed the career of working for 4 leading educational organizations in Dubai. Among my employers are Canadian University Dubai, University of Wollongong in Dubai, Eton Institute, Cuba Training Center. And after doing the 12 years career, I wanted to come up with the idea of practical education that is
Okay.
going to help people instantly change their career situation. Because what I've investigated in the traditional educational environment, it's all good. I'm not saying, the traditional educational environment is not right. But what I'm saying, it's not the fit, the uniform fit for all the people. Because first of all, not everyone has the money, let's be honest, to pay for a degree these days. And when I started operating as an entrepreneur in educational sector, that reality hit me so hard, because so many people, they're hungry to learn, but they don't have really the money to invest in the degree. And the second aspect, the practicality of the knowledge that is taught
Okay.
in the universities.
Okay.
From the personal perspective, I would say that I'm kind of a doer more than the dreamer. And also, like, my passion, let's say, and what I like to do in my daily life is endless learning. So I'm, the total like bookworm. I could spend with the book the whole day, and probably that's from where I take the inspiration, I get the ideas. And also I love to get inspired from people who are already, a couple of steps ahead of me. That's my other hobby.
Awesome. All right. So before getting to this point in your life, where you were, what you were doing,
Before getting to
before
entrepreneurship
getting
thing.
to the stage that you are in today in your life.
Well, I've passed the journey probably of the traditional route that the parents are preparing, for their kid that they invest in, which is, the schooling, then the university, and then after the university you need to get a job. So when the time came after the university to get a job, I actually came to get it in Dubai, because I thought Dubai offers so many opportunities despite the background, and despite the nationality, unlike the other countries. So I chose Dubai as my place to actually start my independent career life. So after arriving here, I've passed this 12-year career journey in the educational sector, and I've been working for the universities, for the training centers, and that probably gave me an understanding of the sector, as well as total understanding of the audience before I actually penetrated the entrepreneurship and I decided to start the own venture.
Awesome. All right. During the course of your career, you've shown a great passion to education, to learning. Why did you choose this path? What made you choose this path other than others? I mean, you came here fresh, and the options were open to you.
Yeah.
Is it like by force, like you found yourself doing something, or did you choose that willingly?
To be honest, education has always been a sector that was extremely interesting to me since the time I was a kid. Probably it was the subconsciousness, that was driving me towards that route. Usually kids, they have, their favorite games things. For someone it's, building houses or playing with Lego. For someone it's PlayStation. For me, my favorite game was being a teacher.
All right.
Always.
Awesome. That's
So,
awesome. Okay.
the dream came true after some years. And yeah, when I came to Dubai, as you said, opportunities were open, and I grabbed the first opportunity that came along the way, which was the retail. I did not really think, how realistic it is to get where you want to be. And after doing for 1 year what I completely did not like doing and what I was not good at, which is, physical sales in the showroom, I said, no, wait, I'm not going to give up this time until I get what I want. And I put everything on hold, and for 6 months I was knocking all the doors of all educational institutions in Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Abu Dhabi. I just wanted to enter the sector in any way.
Okay, that's interesting. And what challenges you've been through to reach to this point in your life, in your career, as an entrepreneur? Like now, you can say you're about yourself, but you're a successful entrepreneur. You've built a business you're proud of. You're doing something. It's your dream thing. What challenges down the way you've been through?
I think the biggest challenge, again, I can't speak enough about this, is the mindset and the discipline. I mean, when we are talking about the real life challenges, we all know what the challenges can be. Not having a skill, not having enough fund, not having access to the right information, not having the right support. But that's all, we all know that, right? But the real issues are usually hiding inside us. Because if you just know how to organize your life, your day, your learning and your execution, you know how to discipline yourself to take the daily action, and you actually just, set the goal that you're saying, I'm not going to stop until I reach that goal. That's all what it needs. The only challenges I faced is lack of my discipline.
All right. And how did you overcome this challenge?
It was a long journey.
Okay, let's give us the tips.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get this out.
Absolutely. I think that, lack of organization happens when you don't believe in what you're doing.
What do you mean by lack of organization? Like your time is messed up, your effort isn't in the place. What do you mean?
It's the choices that you make in terms of where to invest your time every day. Because we all have 24 hours in the day. Me, you, Mark Zuckerberg, and all these huge achievers, they all have the same asset, which is 24 hours every day.
Absolutely, in terms of time, yes.
Yeah, and it's about how we choose to spend that time. I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg does not choose every day to watch Game of Thrones for 7 hours.
Of course.
And that's what I was doing when I was struggling.
Okay.
When I started choosing how to invest my time wisely, and how to utilize this precious asset that I have that I cannot bring on later on, I mean the time thing, everything changed. And when that started happening is when I started believing that that investment is worth the returns. I mean, when people start business, why usually people give up? The common belief is that because they didn't have enough funds, but that's an excuse.
Okay.
They didn't put enough.
Okay, so
effort.
like you mean the main obstacle for you used to be a mindset thing.
Yeah, mindset.
It's not money. It's not.
Yeah.
Even though you've mentioned the story before starting recording, let's just put this back
Yeah,
again,
sure.
which is the laptop story.
Yeah.
Right. I want you to put this on tape. Okay. So let's just talk about the laptop story and come back again to the
Sure.
mindset thing. So tell us more about it.
So it's a funny story. Everybody who comes to our courses know it. All of my partners know
Okay.
it. That RiseAssist started from the old broken HP laptop, which had a tape on the charger because we couldn't get the new one, because I did not have the money. Like zero money. Not
How much
only-
money for the charger you're talking about? Like,
We're talking about 380 dirhams, and
Okay.
there was no cash.
okay.
There was no cash,
That
simply
bad.
no cash. Yeah, that bad.
Okay.
So RiseAssist started from that laptop, and it's still present with us in our office as a symbol of entrepreneurship from zero. So, it started from my sofa in this super tiny apartment with my husband in IMTZ. I still remember as if it was today. And I remember how I was spending days eating and consuming information that I did not have access to before. So I'm talking about the information that shows you that everything is possible. I think the universe has guided me to these awesome places on the internet, the segregations, the forums of entrepreneurs, where I started seeing the eye-opening information. Why I kept executing when I had no money, why I believed it was possible. When you're seeing in front of you the person who posted 1 week ago, hey guys, I'm totally in debt, and my goal is to earn $5,000 this week. I have no product, I have no marketing.
Wow.
And then you see this guy doing it and sending the screenshots, you think, wait a minute, you did it, why can't I do this?
But that for most people appeals to be too good to be true.
True.
How did you believe that?
Because I saw the evidence.
Okay.
The key is why we lack belief sometimes in our own abilities. We don't have the evidence that it's going to work.
Okay.
You know, if you're gonna take right now, let's say, the housewife, yeah, and you're gonna tell her, look, I'm gonna make you an entrepreneur in 2 months, without money, without anything. Just stay with me, you know, and learn from me. First thing she's gonna tell you, you're kidding me.
Okay.
She doesn't have the evidence that it's possible. You need to give her the evidence.
Okay. So, but back again to the mindset. So, despite all these challenges, you didn't mention that your main obstacle is money or skills
No.
or talents or something like that. Okay, cool. All right, back again. So, back again to the mindset problem. Despite all the challenges that you've just mentioned, related to money and knowledge, lack of, let's say, time management stuff,
Yes.
you didn't mention that at all. You
Yeah.
said it's all a mindset thing.
It's a mindset.
Personally, I would agree with you because I see that, but I just want to I wanted to elaborate a little bit
Of
more
course.
on this,
Of course.
how this used to be a mindset challenge for you, and how did you overcome this challenge, so other entrepreneurs and people who are watching this video can benefit from this
Absolutely.
and like put it on an actionable advice for them. How did you overcome this?
Of course. So when I'm talking about mindset and organization, of course, it has a lot of, let's say, subsections, right, going out of that, that is necessary in order to overcome all the challenges on the way of an entrepreneur. One of them is learning, and learning a skill that actually can make you earn. So, you know, why you will start learning the skill again when you have the right mindset and the right organization, because in order to learn you also need to invest the same thing, time and belief.
True.
You see what I mean? So, of course, if you don't have the skill and you don't have the money and you can't organize your time, you cannot basically launch anything, because
True.
the situation is just too bad.
Can't do anything.
Right?
It's true.
So, let's, you know, when I was starting and the challenge was that, you know, basically you don't have money, you can't invest in anything. Again, when you just start wearing many hats as an entrepreneur, you are your own marketer, you are your own product producer,
Accountant, post,
Exactly.
everything.
Your own PA,
yeah,
you know.
you're everyone.
And then when you just start, you know, breaking that down and monitoring your time in order to give yourself, you know, morning time block to do the admin stuff, and then afternoon time to do the marketing, and evening time to actually, you know, do the product or the service that you are selling, everything becomes much easier. The problem is, you know, how to actually tell yourself that, yes, I'm going to do this for 18 hours a day, and I'm going to do this for 18 hours a day for the next 11 months. This is the challenge.
All right. Okay, and that's how you overcome
Yeah.
the mindset. Okay, that's interesting. And you've mentioned example of the like when you made example of how to convince someone that you can do a big thing, which is appears to be good to be true. You mentioned a household, and you work with mainly with women.
Only with
like,
women.
And I see that you are empowering women entrepreneurship or empowering women employment to find careers, advance
Yes.
their lives. And why women?
You know, the thing is, it's a very good question.
Is it
and I'm-
because you are a woman? I'm sorry. Is it because you are a girl?
Not really, not
Okay.
really. To be honest, when you're talking about entrepreneurship, men would be easier to deal with. Why? Because men, they have this built-in quality, which is decision making, which is a necessary part of success. In fact, it makes the 25% of success, right?
True.
Women don't have the decision making built in. You have to actually grow it, and it's more challenging, becomes more challenging in addition to the other challenges that each entrepreneur has. But why women? Why not men? Or why not a combination? When I'm running the course that teaches women, it's a holistic system that starts with the mindset transformation that I just spoke about. And if we had men in the class, the transformation would not be as effective. Because in order to transform your mindset, you need first to put things out there. You need to really dive deep. So we are creating a safe environment. This is number one reason.
Okay. For women, like to just be themselves
Yes.
and share stuff.
Yes, share stuff.
Vulnerability. Like,
Absolutely. You know, women behavior always changes when there are men in the room, especially in this part
Okay.
of the world,
Okay.
because of the cultural issues, you know, and everything.
Sure.
So the idea was to allow women learn in an environment that will not create for them any barriers, any hesitations, to take it to the maximum. This was the reason number one. Reason number two, the more I worked with women, the more I understood how much help they need right now at this point more than men, because there are so many resources focused on, you know, helping men to build a business. In general, business and entrepreneurship is still male dominated.
yeah, it's masculine sometimes.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. So I thought that, you know, why don't I focus on the segment of the audience that needs it most at this time? And because we also keep always analyzing and testing the inquiries that come to us, the letters that people write us, the comments that they write to us. And women sometimes they struggle to actually admit that they are not professionally accomplished even to their own family, and it's sad.
Yeah, it takes a bold move to admit. I mean, everyone to admit that you lack something, you're not good at
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you dealing with this?
It's not easy. It's not easy to let the person uncover, all the masks that they are wearing every day and actually put on the table that what are you not satisfied with? Because we only can fix the issue when we know what the issue is.
Exactly.
And sometimes to admit what the issue is, even to yourself, is a challenge. So there is this long process of, first of all, making them comfortable. Second of all, the ability to see through. So sometimes I take my time to kind of acknowledge myself what type of the person is in front of me in the classroom. One of the reasons I don't have big groups, I always have small groups. I take my time to really penetrate each personality and offer each one a different solution. By the time I start understanding what type of a person is in front of me, I know which questions I need to answer to trigger the issue that is already there.
That's
And
awesome.
then it
Okay.
just flows like magic.
Perfect. Great. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, in fact. And it seems it's like appealing that you are good what you are doing, and you have a good reason to choose women because yes, you're right. This, let's say, woman niche, if we consider it as a niche in the market, no much, or let's say not enough.
Yes.
Knowledge shared around,
Absolutely.
customized and tailored by understanding the woman attitude,
Yes.
which is amazing. Okay. All right. This is an interesting question about the concept business. So how? Nothing is gonna fall on this one. Perfect. How did you come up with this business concept? Where did you find the idea?
The idea was born out of testing and refining because, to be honest, it was not planned that the RiseAssist is going to become a women empowering and educating enterprise. In the beginning, it was planned that I'm going to help executive assistants and personal assistants who are stuck in their role get the promotion and start earning more. Because that's basically what I'm good at, that's what I'm acknowledged for in the industry, that's what I'm an expert in. And it was never planned that I'm going to teach women how to start their businesses from zero. It was not in the plan. That's
Just
what people
all about
asked for.
career.
Yes.
All right. So that's what you started offering, and then they start asking for you how help us build a business.
The thing is, when they were coming to my executive assistant course, they were people buy from people, right? And they love this transformational stories.
Of course.
So they started asking me, so you spent 12 years in the administration, in education sector, and now you run a business. But how did you do that? Did you get an investor? You have to share the story,
Of course,
totally
of
honestly.
course. People love hearing the
Exactly.
stories of.
And then they started asking us, why don't you teach us, the same thing? Because what's the next step? Okay, after getting a promotion, fine, but nobody wants to stay as employed, for the lifetime, especially in Dubai. It's always a worrying situation. You never know how stable your job is.
True.
Yeah, so they started asking me, why don't you show us, the strategy? How did you do that? And that's when we came up with the new course idea, which is called virtual assistant.
Okay.
So VAs are very popular abroad, like
Yep.
every entrepreneur uses a VA. And that's when we saw a demand in the market because with the first beta group of VAs, we had 8 or 10, I don't remember exactly the number, 8 or 10 people reaching out to us saying, we need a VA. Give us the contact number of these ladies. Even they are not specialized, they are not expert yet, they just finished the course, doesn't matter. And that's when we saw that the demand is there.
Okay.
And until now, we receive so many referral requests, it's unbelievable.
Also, so like you're giving them the course on how to become virtual assistants, and you help them even secure, let's say, a gig, and find a job.
Well, we can't really, promise that because
But
we
you
never
do
can
that,
control.
But we do that. But, okay.
The amount of referrals is increasing, so we have this closed community group where all of the graduates stay connected. This is the power of RiseAssist community because women who are already ahead, they coach and they help the people who are still beginners.
Okay.
So it's amazing to see, the relationships, collaborations forming. A lot of them team up and open businesses together, and it's something that we didn't expect at all. So by the time the referrals come, and they started accumulating, a lot of women see the evidence that it's in demand, therefore the confidence is generated more. So it's all interconnected, in a sense.
This was your first business try? This is the first business attempt, or have you tried something before?
The thing is, I've launched two businesses simultaneously. It's a first business attempt, but there was another one launched simultaneously, which is RiseAssist Educational Consultancy. It's still live, it's active, you can find it online and you can check the website and the page. We recently went through an acquisition. So we were acquired by the key player who has been in the market for 25 years. They have much more to offer to our audience. They will take it to the growth, which probably we would not be able to do in the next 15 years. So the acquisition happened unexpectedly, and I count it as the first baby, let's say baby business, and the successful baby business exit as well, because eventually every business that you start, you always think about the exit strategy, and acquisition is one of the dream ones as well.
Of course, it's a good exit strategy that you sell your startup.
Yeah.
And how long it took you to reach this acquisition phase from starting from zero, building the startup?
So the formal, the legal life of this business is 1.5 years, but the operations actually started later. So the actual practical life of the business is 7 months.
7 months, and you got an acquisition request.
Yes.
Basically, the business that has been acquired is in the education field
Yes.
in a way or another. It's consultancy you mentioned, like you help other students to say find
Yeah, so
find
the
jobs or
consultancies,
find higher education, this kind of things.
you know, when international students come to, let's say they make a decision to study in Dubai or in USA or in Canada,
Okay.
they rarely have enough information, enough patience to evaluate the options. So what the consultancy does, it helps them to find the right educational option according to their budget and career goals. And of course, we help the universities to reach their student recruitment numbers. Okay, so it's a very old business model.
Yeah,
Nothing new has been created. What was new is our approach and our customer acquisition, because we were like heavily relying on content marketing, and we've reached 20,000 followers in 3 or 4 months. And that was all done by genuinely studying the audience, caring about what they want to know, and sharing with them everything for free.
Publishing the content. That's awesome. Again, back to the time of starting your business. When did you start your business, like officially start?
Official start was 2016. So it was October 2016, if I'm not mistaken, the official launch, because it's so difficult to get with the dates. When was the online school launched, and when was the consultancy and the training. So you can say we're 1 year and 6 months old, or 7 months old, something around that.
Okay. And fast forward till today, in numbers, what can you share with our audience about the results that you've gained so far during the journey?
So with RiseAssist Business Training for Women, like, we're very proud that in such short time we've trained over 750 women.
That's awesome.
And this year, surprisingly, honestly surprisingly, we won an Excellence Award for Women Unemployment Solutions.
Awesome.
And we were named Women Enterprise of the Year by MEA Markets. So this award happened again only because of the results of our audience and how attached we are to them. Obviously somebody nominated us and people started voting, of course, because they had the evidence. So I can't thank them enough, you know, for actually pushing us forward. So in 1.5 years, we are changing now the second office. We are moving to JLT, to a real training center. You know, now we are going to have our own training rooms, our own library.
Right.
So this is the kind of numbers that I can share. And we have a lot of projects that are coming in the pipeline, but I would not yet measure it as the numbers, because I like only to talk about things when they've happened.
What was the best advice you ever got in your life, and the worst one?
The best and the worst advice. Now, the best advice I've got is, it's a very simple one. I'm sure everybody hears it, but it depends who is it coming from. You know, the best advice I've ever got is that there will never be a perfect time. Because I'm the kind of person who strives for perfection. And in a sense, it helps me because it's also a part of the success. But sometimes this perfection syndrome drags you back, because you fail to launch thinking that, no, I still need to tweak it, I still need to add it. What I actually realized when this advice was given to me is that even if it's imperfect, the only way you're going to make it perfect is when you launch it, you fail, and then you fix it, you know, in the time of running. So you actually have to just put things out there and start, you know, start failing, start making mistakes, because that's the only way you're going to reach that perfection that you're striving for. And the worst advice I've ever got is get an investor.
Get an investor.
Yeah.
Like, wait, don't put your own money.
Exactly.
Work with okay. Why do you think this is a bad advice?
I mean, if you're really like oriented on changing people's lives through your business, because I always tell my students, even if you sell soap, you change people's lives
Of
in a
course,
way, yeah?
that's true.
So if you are not really oriented on changing people's lives, you're gonna always look for shortcut. For me, investor is a shortcut. I think if I got an investor, I would never be where I am. I think it gives you the
Sense of comfort, you mean, so you
yeah.
don't push yourself.
Yeah, sense of
Makes
comfort.
sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes
And
sense.
also, I saw a lot of people literally today on the way when I was coming to you. One of my students messages me and she says she only done first weekend of the virtual assistant course. And she tells me, do you think I should start looking for an investor? And I told her, no, we still have nothing to offer. Investors gonna look at numbers. Investors gonna look for the ROIs that are the least less risk-free. So I don't think we are competitive yet, to think about this. And it happens in every group, yeah. So people wait for the investors. I think it's bad, and I think that you can get an investor when you're ready for this. This is number one. Number two, when you have that much enough discipline that you're gonna really make that money work. Because imagine that, from one side it's a comfort, but what kind of pressure that is. And it's also a feeling that you don't own that baby anymore.
Yep, it's out of control.
This is the biggest thing, for me this is more scary than reinvesting my own money. Because everything we earn in RiseAssist, we reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, because that's that's how you scale. But actually, if I had this pool of fund, that I can always take and take, I'm the kind of person who would not sleep at night thinking like, oh my God, what if this won't work and they're gonna ask me for this, and then inability to take my own decisions fully. That scares the hell out of me. I want to take my own decisions in my business, do the crazy stuff,
That's
the
why
scary stuff.
entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs anyway. They are
Exactly.
seeking freedom.
Exactly.
Which makes sense. Perfect. So the worst advice is get an investor, and the
But
best
that's
advice.
my personal one. I'm not saying it's
I'm
bad.
just
right?
sharing yours, and the best one is get on your way. Don't seek perfection.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, so what productivity secrets would you share with our audience so they can adapt and model, if it's so to call it,
Yeah.
or try, so they can boost their productivity, produce more, and achieve more.
I have so many things that I'm doing for my productivity, and I think I'm gonna share the tool that helps everyone, because whenever I show my students this tool for both of the audiences, executive assistants, solopreneurs, doesn't matter, everybody says that this changes their life instantly from day one. And it's the system that anyone can implement by going right now on Google and typing Hal Elrod Miracle Morning Book.
Hal Elrod.
Hal Elrod,
Okay.
Miracle Morning.
I'll leave the spelling of the name.
Yeah.
I'll take it from you. Hal Elrod, Miracle Morning Book. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a system that instantly changes the way you perform, and it can be applied by anyone, starting from the housewife and the student, ending up with a successful business owner. It's the 1 hour system in the morning that allows you completely to transform the way you function, but also to wake up in the right way. Because majority of people don't function fully at the full capacity, and they feel tired by the lunchtime is because they start their day in the wrong way. So the Miracle Morning teaches you how to take 1 hour immediately after you wake up, break it down in 10-minute slots, and then start awakening your mind, programming yourself for the successful day, and then awakening your body. So there are 6 steps. You start with either meditation or prayer, whatever the beliefs are, whatever people are comfortable with. Then you continue with visualization, and then you continue with the affirmations, then you continue with journaling, and then you continue with 10 minutes learning with the purpose, where you take note on what you're going to implement, and you end it up with 10 minutes exercise simultaneously listening to an inspirational or energizing music. So if you look at this system, it's very simple and it's amazing, because you give yourself an hour of personal development.
So you attribute most of the productivity to applying this system.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear from you if this system did work for you down in the comments. Come back again and write a comment and mention Madina as well of that. So we cheer you up on this. Okay. I would move into what attributes to your success. To what do you attribute your success?
I think that success definitely is earned, but I have to give a fair share to people who did it with me. Yes, in the beginning I was a solopreneur. I did it alone, and then starting from August last year, I started forming a team. I have amazing people in my team who has done things for me I've never thought are even possible to do from employee to employer. And one of the other fear of success I have to give is, of course, to my husband for believing in me, because it's very rare to find a husband who is going to believe that you are going to create a business from the broken laptop when the situation is not completely complementing that venture.
It doesn't at all indicate anything.
Absolutely.
So you have a supportive partner,
Yeah.
which is something amazing.
I have an army behind me, and to be honest, my husband was the only person who believed in me, because when I quit my corporate sector job in the time when the job market change has just started happening, everybody was telling me I'm insane.
That's 2007, 2008.
No, it was 2 years ago,
Yep,
2.5 years
yep,
ago.
yep.
When the job market started
Yep,
changing.
true.
So everybody started telling me like, "Are you kidding me? You work in the university. Your salary is to dream for. Your position is to dream for. You receive promotions every single year. What else do you want? I mean, why would you do that? This is so silly. And now you spend all your days on Facebook, because people don't understand what we do on Facebook, right?
I understand the online thing.
And my mom would message me and tell me, "What are you doing on Facebook all the time? That's why you quit your job." And I was telling her, "Mom, I'm working." And she said, "You're just pulling my leg. What you can be doing working on Facebook?" Because people totally don't get it, right? Okay, I left that explanation alone. And the other thing is, the colleagues who completely ex-colleagues who completely did not understand how are you even planning to do this, because this seems so unrealistic. So when I have the army of supporters, the army tends to grow, because it's easy to support someone who is already successful.
True.
But it's very difficult to support
To believe in someone who's just trying things out.
yeah, who
Okay.
is saying that I'm going to turn this broken laptop into something. It's not easy.
Okay, if we look into your goals, Medina, what are your shared goals, the goals that you feel comfortable sharing with the world as an entrepreneur?
At the moment, all of my goals are around how to help more women, and I'm trying to do this now in a little bit different way, because again, the route that the life took me with this entrepreneurship, it was completely unexpected. So whatever my goals were in the beginning, they are changing now completely, because the more I understand my audience, the more I spend time with them, the more I understand what exactly they need, and I'm trying to find ways to help them. So one of the things I'm looking right now at, there are hundreds of women who come to RiseAssist every month, because we share a lot of free assistance as well, despite what we are doing, in a paid mode. And they tell us, we really would like to get into the program, and it would change the world to us. But we really cannot do this right now because of the financial situation. Different types of things are happening in Dubai. I'm jobless, husband is jobless. And even though, if you want to provide all kind of this, it's still not doable for them. They literally can't. So one of the things we are looking right now at is how to get these people still in the program by having their full scholarships covered. And we're working now on this actively. I hope to have some good news in summer.
So, like, plan to have someone to sponsor them?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
cool. That's cool. So you are even like keen to help your customers, even
That's all
those who
what it
cannot afford it, so they can do something around.
In RiseAssist, like for me and for my team, that's all what we are aiming for, to help as much women as possible.
How far do you believe with this quote, the following, that if you don't pay, you don't pay attention?
Yes, we have experienced that, because again, as I said, we're providing a lot of free education as well, as much as we can. I contribute at least 20% of my time to do the free education for women every month. And yes, I can say that the tendency is, when you don't pay, you don't appreciate it. And that is why, if this scholarship will happen, we'll have a very strict filtering system, application based, and there will be different parties involved on evaluating that, not only RiseAssist. So we are going to make sure we take the action takers, and we're going to make sure that people understand the responsibility, because they're taking a place that could change someone's life.
Also,
So
because that's the point, because like sometimes it's better to charge your people than giving them something for free if you really want to help them.
absolutely agree, and I can't agree more with you on this. However, I think I'm dealing with the type of audience, or maybe the results that we produce attract so much women who hear about us right now, that there is always this segments in your audience who have money to pay and would like to pay, who have money but do not like to pay you, and there are these people who would spend everything they have but they literally have nothing, because that also happens. I understand them because I've been there.
Yep.
I've seen these amazing courses outside, online, that I knew gonna change my business instantly, but they costed freaking $2,000. I did not have them. I did not have even the balance on my credit card. I would swipe my credit card without thinking twice, but the balance was not enough. I mean, the
So
credit limit.
You know how it feels. You know
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm thinking, I know now how we can identify who really needs it, because we spend so much time talking to everybody who comes to RiseAssist, and now we know the difference. The ability to see through comes with the quantity of women you deal with on daily basis. So I know, I think right now we are ready for this kind of scholarship covered by a sponsor, if we manage to find people who want to help them. And we are really thinking through the process of filtering. This is going to be like number one concern.
Great. I hope your sponsor will find a way to this video.
Thank you.
And make it and make this support happen, because as I see, like, you are behind this out of passion. It's not out of money, because you'd have just simply abandoned them, let them go, and seek another one who got the money to pay.
Absolutely.
But now you're bothering yourself, trying to find a way to help them, which is a human.
Absolutely.
That's great, and it shows how committed and passionate you are about what you're doing, which is amazing.
Thank you, of course.
So yeah, I hope this is gonna help in a way or another. Right. So what kind of people you work with, what kind of problems they come to you asking or seeking help, what kind of results they leave you after working with you?
Yeah, so women who come to us, they come to enroll in one of the two programs. So we only have two training programs, nothing complicated. One is a program for executive and personal assistants, and we teach them how to become the top-notch ones, meaning how you can work for C-suite and high net worth individuals, which eventually is a dream of every aspiring executive assistant. And the other program is for virtual assistants and solopreneurs. Now that one is a little bit more interesting. Let me go through them one by one.
All right.
So women who come to aspiring executive assistants who come to us, they of course come with the same problem. It's two sentences that they always say. Number one, I want to get a job. Number two, I want to get a promotion. There is no other problem that they name when they come to us.
Right.
So women who want to find a job, they usually struggle because they don't have enough skills that they can market to the employer, or they don't know how to present themselves, or they lack confidence. Now, women who usually struggle to get a promotion or the pay rise or change the career or the employer, usually it's pretty much the same, and that's why the program suits both, because it takes you through a transformational cycle where you first need to change the mindset. Here we need to work on careerist mindset.
Okay.
Because a lot of women who work in the corporate environment, they want to get a promotion, and you'll be surprised they never even thought which next title they want to have.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you're asking them, okay, you want a promotion, so what's the next title you want to have? They never have an answer.
Interesting. Okay.
So, which goal are we trying to achieve? We don't know. So first thing we need
You help them set the goal first.
we need to set a goal. We need to also crush the fixed mindset that they have, because they rarely do enough learning for their professional development. People these days rarely think about the necessity to be up to date with whatever your niche is. You're an entrepreneur, you're a personal assistant, you're a waiter. It doesn't matter. You have to stay updated because the world changes so fast. You don't stay updated, you are behind the competition. Then don't wonder why you're not getting a job, and that girl does. That's the executive assistant thing. And also what we are trying to change in them is the tech savviness.
Okay.
A lot of executive assistants, they want to do the best service for their bosses. They want to be the celebrity level executive assistants, but they rarely go deeper than Microsoft Office and Outlook. And that's just not enough.
Which is the default thing now. Like, it's no more a good advantage to be mentioned even in the CV.
Absolutely, right? And let's say if you now were hiring a personal assistant, would it be enough for you if she only knows the Microsoft Word and the Outlook?
I would have her knowing how to do editing, video editing.
Right? So that's what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to teach them, is a bit of graphic designing, is the simplest project management softwares. I'm trying to teach them the agile skills such as problem solving, decision making, how to understand your boss at the psychological level, how to become a partner, not an assistant. And that's how they grow in their corporate careers. And then we wrap up this course usually with career map for the next 5 years. So they have the complete vision and the action plan.
Where they want to be.
Yes, and what to do, and that's why the results are so fast. So what are the results usually of this program? Roughly 60 to 70% of women who come to this program, they achieve their goals within the couple of months after finishing the course.
Which is either getting a
promotion?
promotion or a new job.
Yes.
Awesome.
Or finding a job.
Or finding a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to go to our website, we have all these testimonials screenshotted. Why? We want to inspire others that it's possible. Even if you don't come and enroll in our program, it doesn't matter.
You can do it.
Yes, just look that people are doing it, and that means you can do it too. Now, in this program, I'm hitting like the biggest block again with the mindset, and I'm surprised that a lot of people are imposing this as a barrier on their career journey. A lot of people are saying this in the classroom, like, I can't get a high-paid job because I am Indian, Filipina, Russian, Arabic,
Which
European.
has nothing to do with
Yes.
with nothing. Everybody think that the others are
Exactly.
entitled
Exactly.
for a better salary or a better job, but the truth is
Absolutely. The truth is it doesn't matter.
okay.
It's about, how updated you are, what you can offer to the employer, which ROI you can guarantee them when they are hiring you. That's all about that. So it's interesting when we have in the same classroom Europeans, Filipinas, locals,
And they all say the same thing.
everybody. That's so funny.
That's interesting. Okay.
So as I told you, when we put it on the table, they start laughing about those limiting beliefs that they
See?
had.
Yeah, yeah. A mindset. It's all about
Absolutely.
mindset, yeah.
So this is the results that we got for people.
And what the other one, the other product or the other program?
The other program is much more interesting. So this program is for women who are kind of one step ahead of the desire to enter the corporate sector. So who are women who are coming to virtual assistant program? Number one, it's moms. Moms in the current situation, economy situation everywhere, not only here, they rarely can commit to a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
because the school fees are so high, nannies fees are so high, rents and everything. So there is a need to earn, but there is lack of time and possibility to actually enter the corporate sector on the flexible hours. I haven't seen, to be honest, much employers, offering flexible hours options to women in this region, unfortunately.
Yes, you're right.
So we want them to create their own. I mean, it's still possible. You can spend time with your babies
That's
and
true.
actually earn.
Yep.
So we teach them how to either become a virtual assistant or how to take the skills that they learned during the course and turn it into a startup or their own venture. It depends on how daring you are.
That's great.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so that's a very interesting program. So the other audience, the other category of the audience that we have is, again, moms or housewives is one thing. The other thing is people who got disappointed in the corporate sector.
Been through a job or a startup and failed, you mean? Or
Who got disappointed as an employee.
Okay.
And now they're like, I want to start doing something on my own, at least to be self-employed. So those are people who either went through a couple of terminations without a reason explained, or people who want to find a job but they can't for various reasons, like you're overqualified, you're overpaid, So they're saying, if I'm overqualified, maybe I can take the qualification
and put it for my own. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or people who were underpaid and
Okay.
they know they are worth more. So they come to this course, or again, people who have already an idea or a blog, and now they don't know how to monetize it.
It's a monetization.
Yes,
process.
monetization
Okay.
part. So in the beginning, the plan was only how to teach women how to become VAs, virtual assistants, and work from home.
That's the program itself. Okay.
Yeah, and with the time it was developing, people who were coming, they were owners of the shops, they were bloggers, influencers, and
Interesting.
again, the word of mouth does wonders
Of
when
course
people
it-
started getting
it does.
results. So I want to share the result from this month, and this is the result that so far nobody has overperformed this result. So I have a South African mom who is going through a divorce. And her situation was so tough that when she came to the course of executive assistant, she literally didn't know if she's gonna be able to make it for the next 2 months in this country or not, with having 2 kids, because she has no other support. So she has done an express course of executive assistant in last week of February, which means a couple of weeks away.
Couple of weeks away. Today
Yeah.
is 13th of March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the time of shooting the video.
Exactly.
Okay.
And before that, she couldn't get any call from any employer for something like a year or so. So after the course, she gets 3 job offers within 5 days.
Wow.
And what she does also is, by being inspired by the examples of our students in the community of VAs, she tries to pitch the VA service to the client, not even knowing how to do that. Just using the knowledge she goes through the executive assistant course. And guess what? She signs 2 clients.
Wow.
One in Abu Dhabi, by the way, and one in US. And she comes to my solopreneur course straight away.
Immediately
after
says
finishing the
she
executive
wants to monetize this.
I've never seen such a big result. Do you know why it
Wow.
happened?
Okay, why?
She had no other option.
All right. That moves people. That scares
She
people.
was so
That
pressed. She had
scares
to
them
move.
To move, yeah. But do you think that sometimes when people they don't have another option, like they lose hope? Like it
Sometimes,
has a
yes.
type 2 side effects, but this is a positive side effect that she got no options and she went all in.
Yeah, you know, I think it's our job to push ourselves to have the hope, to maintain the faith, and to have the confidence that you're gonna survive no matter what. It's our job to bring that up in ourselves, and that's why I'm saying that one of the benefits of the Miracle Morning is not only the productivity, is growing your self-respect and self-confidence, which will eventually result in this faith that is unshakable. It's the phase that is going to give you total confidence. If I'm going to tell you, Hutaifa, I'm going to put you on an inhabited island
Okay.
where there is no food, no people around, and you're going to stay there for a month. If that's not scaring you, if you know you're going to find your way through even there, you have that faith in your abilities.
True. It's like believing in your ability to figure things
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Okay, that's amazing. If you had one piece of advice to share with people who are just starting out,
Yeah.
starting a business, what would you have to say to them? What kind of advice to share with them?
I think I can't give them a better advice than don't complicate things and don't strive for the perfection in the beginning. Embrace the failure. Be happy when you fail because success is very near. The more you fail, the more painful it is. It's the biggest sign that success is very near. And my other advice is stop procrastinating. I just can't speak enough about this
Okay.
because I see this happening every single day. People know what to do,
But they don't take actions.
they know how to do,
They are smart.
and yet they're not doing
They are
it.
smart
Yeah.
and they know what's good for them.
Yeah, I want to bring this analogy, if you permit me. It will
Yep,
just take 1 minute. I always compare building a business discipline of building a business to the weight loss process.
Okay.
We all know what to do to lose weight. We know we don't need money for that. We know we just
Exercise,
yeah.
eat less.
Stop eating at night, right?
yeah.
Exercise, and yet we are not doing it. And even if we paid for a gym, we are yet not going there. Why? You want to lose weight. The problem does not let you sleep at night. I mean, some people, they cry because they are overweight. Yeah, you lose confidence, and yet you're not taking an action. The same thing in entrepreneurship. You know what you need to do, you know how to do this, and yet you choose to watch Game of Thrones instead of executing. So stop watching Game of Thrones, start executing.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That's really serious touch me. All right, Madina, thank you very much for being with us on this interview. One last
course.
thing I would like you to just share with our audience on how they can get hold of you. What is your website? How people can get in touch with
Sure,
you if they
sure.
need help or they want to work with you.
Yes.
So-
I mean, you can reach out to me anytime through our website. We have this option of free consultations, free career consultations. It's our part of giving back. So no matter how busy we are, we always find time to do a part of the day of free career consultations for women. And of course, if there is a male audience who need help, I'm not going to turn you away. In fact, I was mentoring a lot of right now successful entrepreneurs in Dubai. One of them is Odey Zahar. He's now a famous career coach. So I'm not turning you away. If you need help, I can always allocate some time. So you can find me on www.riseassist.net. Any of the contact channels that you're going to use on that website always are going to be coming to me in one or another way. So whenever you need any help, any advice, I'm very happy to do that.
Awesome. Amazing. Madina, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, pleasure mine. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. See you in another video very soon.